Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Funhouse Church. This is Stella Parton, and I'm so glad you have decided to join me today in the Funhouse. You know, last week I was reading scripture from Matthew chapter 5, and it's Jesus and the Sermon on the Mount. And I think I read up through the 15th verse, and I wanted to continue on just a little bit, and then I'm going to move on over in the scripture and read a little bit more. But the main thing I wanted to draw to attention to this particular chapter was all the things that Jesus said, not the things that people are saying to us or the things that matter to other people that don't matter to God and doesn't matter to Jesus, because he came as the light for us to follow, not the light of the world, but for us to be the light of the world. And so I'm going to pick up here in verse 15 and see how we go. I know I read this verse, but I want to read it again. It says, "Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light and unto all that are in the house." That means all of us. "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled." That means one dot over an I or one cross across a T. That's what that means. It's like until every word has been spoken that was meant to be spoken, it won't happen until that has all been done. "Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees," that's the teachers, "ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven." So that means we need to be checking on our hearts all the time to see what we're really trying to do, and if it is worthy of what the scripture tells that we're supposed to be doing. Okay, down here in verse 21, it says, "You have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Reka," which means worthless, "shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hell fire." So we're actually just supposed to let God work this all out, which is hard to do. I know, for myself it's hard for me to do. "Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath naught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brethren, and then come and after offer your gift." So in other words, if you can't get to someone who you have a disagreement with, at least forgive them in your heart before you keep trying to do something else, because we're supposed to leave all those things up to God, because they're not for us to do, because we're not the judge or the jury. We're just, supposed to be the servants of the Lord and the children of God. "Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing." So that means if you owe people stuff, then you're supposed to pay them. If you owe them money, you're supposed to pay them. If you owe taxes, you're supposed to pay them. You're not supposed to be trying to get away with something that the rest of us are having to do. You're supposed to do your part, because God knows. God is the judge, and we'll all deal with that in our own good time. Come on over here into chapter 13, verse 30, where Jesus is talking about how, we have bad people or we have good people. It's he's talking about the tares, and the tares are like stuff that grows with, the weeds that grow, or the briars that grow in with the good plants and all that. And he says over here, he says, let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So he says to gather the bad stuff up first. And that means in our own lives that we're supposed to kind of take care of the tares in our own, actions and behaviors. He's using this as a parable to teach us. And then the good stuff that we have done and the good stuff that we're trying to do, then God can work with that. He can't work with the bad stuff that we're, creating all the time. And we can't waste all of our time worrying about what other people are doing. We know, we see it all the time on the news. We see it constantly. It's being on our iPhones all the time, news alerts and all the horrible things that's going on in the world. But actually, we're supposed to take care of our own business, and we're supposed to be worrying about that. I think it's okay for us to call out wrongdoing when we see it, because if we don't, then we're no better than the people that are committing these crimes against other human beings, because when people are not valuing other humanity other than themselves, then there's a problem there. It brought me to a song that I heard in my head this morning. I don't know how to play it, but I got my auto harp out and it's a little bit out of tune, but I thought I would try to strum a few chords and sing this beautiful song that is one of my very favorites of all times, and I've never sung it except to sing it with Louis Armstrong. It's called It's a Wonderful World, and I'm going to sing it for you now. I love you. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors in the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are showing on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They are saying, I love you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.